Alrighty here. I just wasted a bunch of valuable time. Make sure your mic is working, by the way. Alright, cool. So you are included audio? Alright, cool. Alright, so I'm joined here today with Renegade again. He is my go-to guy, essentially, for the maps. We're going to be doing Hidden Village today, because just one of the maps that I kind of got sick and tired of wrong plays being made here. Anyway, so we're going to go left, and this map is pretty much set up into 3 different corridors. This is a very corridor map, even though it doesn't feel like it. The left section here, this is the area where you fight. Really quickly, while I'm here, I'm going to tell you, artillery from the south spawn tends to be in this back corner right here. So, you know, they'll hide in that little ditch. TDs with armor will tend to hide back over here. So these like little dips, these buildings, these ridges, these tiny little ridges, hills here. Jaegeroos, E3s, anything with a good amount of armor will hide over here, and they will get shots on anyone peeking right there, right there. Even, I think if they poke out enough, yep, like they can get shots on anyone right there in that corner. Even as well as get shots over here on the left, on the right. It's a pretty good spot. You'll find the TDs there. You'll even find like TDs like the E4 camping right there on the that little spot right there. Yeah. Now this area here, this is kind of like a corridor map within a corridor map. There are 3 points within this corridor itself. There is the right side here, which, you know, is sometimes a good idea, sometimes not. If there's a tank or a 2 that are over there on that spot, it's a good idea to send 1 or 2 over here. Maybe 1, just to at least keep them lit. And then there's the middle corridor right here, which is this little plateau where there's always going to be hull-down TDs, not TDs, hull-down heavies or medium tanks up here just brawling it out. And then there is the heavy brawling corner right here, this little corridor, and there always will be IS-7, 705As, E3s, anything with a really good frontal armor. They're just going to be over here brawling it out on this corner. So that pretty much is how it is. This is the spot where if you are top tiered, if you are a top tier tank with armor or anything of the sort like that, you need to be going in this corridor over here, this whole leftern flank. This is the main spot of contention. There is no argument. You can't be like, well, sometimes there's a brawl over there. It's like, no, everyone and their mother is going to come to this spot if they have armor. So again, medium. It's a pretty good mirrored map. So everything on one side is more or less the same on the other. This rock here is almost completely symmetrical. There's the little divot right here for you to hide. Well, that's a rock that I got stuck on. You can hide here and be somewhat, you know, safe from the other flanks here. I mean, you can see it right here. I'm driving around it. It's, you know, it's got a slightly more indented hole here, but you can still hide and be relatively safe from being flanked. Same setup right here. You got the big rock there. You got the big rock over there. I mean, just look at the map. It's pretty symmetrical. Over here, so once you win this spot, and this is why this spot here is the place you need to go to. So from attacking from the south here, I'm going to say I'm the big heavy or whatever it is. Once you win this side, you should be pushing towards their spawn. A lot of the tanks with view range, or, you know, the ones that are supporting tanks, this ridge here, and you will be able to get shots on whatever is going on over here, or, you know, enemy tanks that are over there, or are coming back from the town, or even scouts here in the middle. You can come back and, you know, get shots on them with ease. As you can see, it is wide open. If I can knock down this tree, you get a better view. See, as you can see, it is wide open. They have to cross some no man's land to get back to defend their cap. It works the same way with defending your cap. So if I was from the north spawn here, and, you know, a surge of tanks went through the town and are attacking this way, mind you, it's a very stupid idea. You just come back here to this ridge and you pop them all as they try and cross to get to your cap. It is a very, very easy way to defend your base. You almost don't even have to leave here unless you let 1 or 2 tanks get to your base. Then you have to go there and get them out. But, you know, more or less, you could sit here and just be able to shoot the tanks as they cross. You're going to need a scout to spot them for the most part and keep them lit. But your entire team could sit on this ridge and just blap everyone that crosses. Am I missing anything important on this spot here?
Not entirely. No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So you come this way. Again, continuing to like get to their spawn. You come this way. This is a nice little good spot as well to come back, either, you know, get rid of the TDs over here on this hill or anything like that. Clear out any heavies that were, you know, trying to defend the middle over here. You'll see a heavy tank or even a TD over here in this little spot trying to provide support for the light tanks. A lot of tanks, at least, normally what ends up happening here is that if your team fails to get to the middle island here fast enough, what ends up happening is your team just starts gathering around whatever rock. And, I mean, there's another rock right over there. You can see it. It's another same size rock, and what ends up happening is your team sets up a defense around this rock. And you're either defending from that spot here, you know, defending that little corridor, or defending that little corridor over here from this rock, or you're on this flank and you are defending the same, you know, the other corridors here. And then it just becomes a, you know, a trench warfare fest here. Again, it's a completely mirrored defense. That's just how it gets played. It honestly doesn't matter. It's like first to the plateau is essentially the one who has claimed it. There always will be people that will still have the speed to rush up and try and contend it. But it's, yeah, it ends up, it's just a brawl fest essentially. And it's a very important part of the map. Now this is a difference here. The one difference here, you will find medium tanks. I've used this spot in my tier 10 Italian tank. This is a good spot for TDs or medium tanks with gun depression. You can roll up here and get shot across. And with the amount of, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you see, there's so much foliage right here that you can't even see the plateau. That you can almost essentially shoot here and be perfectly fine. You can shoot over there to defend that little rock area, but, you know, there's not as much foliage, so you do run the risk of getting spotted if you do shoot. But if you get lit, it's really easy. I mean, you're safe. For the most part, you're safe from anything over there. But you can just back up around this corner, and you'll be, for the most part, fine. I have not been artied yet. I'm sure arty could probably maybe hit me if they tried. But continuing down, push around here, route whatever tanks have tried to back up and defend. Artie seems to like to go to this spot as a last-ditch effort to, you know, shotgun you or blap you. This whole little ditch area, they'll come here and try and defend, or they'll come over here and try and get shots on anyone that is attacking from there. Most part, it's mostly just shotgunning. Same spot, Artie will come back here in the ditch area. I think there is a ditch over here.
Yep,
yes,
right
there is a ditch spot. They will come back here. It's a mirrored map. I could probably knock this out in 15 minutes, really. It's a mirrored map. Artie will come down here just like the south spawn. They will come over here in this ditch, and they will have a good amount of access to pretty much all sides of the map. They can get shots over there on that corridor. They can get shots on the middle, and they can get shots on the town for the most part. Now, running for light tanks here, this is the run that essentially the light tanks on both sides will do. So I'm going to pretend I'm a light tank here. They're going to rush straight to the middle. This is the light tank run. This is what they do. I have not seen them do anything else unless it's later on in the game. They will come here. Just keep going. And bat chats can do this too. Even 48 patents or tanks with, you know, good turret armor, they can come up here and do this. And they just make this run. They just do loops. They do loops, or if you're a medium tank with turret armor, they'll just come up here, light anything up, get shots if they can, back right on down. And they'll just fight this ridge, this whole ridge right here. They'll just fight it. And if artillery is focusing here, or if the enemy team has TDs that are trying to stay still and get rid of you, nice juicy targets for Artie, and you just fight this ridge. That's what ends up happening for light tanks. Occasionally one will be, you know, brazen or stupid, and they'll come up here all the way, completely expose themselves, get tracked by any light tanks up here, and they just get stuck and destroyed. Best thing to do if you're going to fight other light tanks or anything like that is to just track them. If they do, just outweight them. Be patient. Let them make the mistake first. You can try and roll up here and try and get side shots, but you still expose yourself to anything back there. You're also in encounter mode. This spot is very, very important because you are responsible for preventing anyone from securing the cap there, or spotting those that get in the cap. The problem is the cap is right there in front of the I'm assuming it's a temple. And, you know, right there. It's right there in the middle in front of the temple. And your job is to try and spot them. Don't cross the bridge early in the game to go and get rid of someone. You know, in encounter mode, it's like a 3-second countdown, a 3-minute countdown. You take your time. There is no rush. Once they hit like 55 seconds, yeah, all right, you should probably be concerned and need to go in here. But for 3 minutes, take your time. There is no rush if there's one tank in here. Again, the most part, that is the middle right there. No real strategy. Don't push out, you know, early on in the game. Don't try and start a fight early on in the game here. If there is an issue and tanks do light, you know, push up on you, it's just nice and easy. Just back off the hill, and there's always going to be a TD or something back over on that ridge right over here, or, you know, back on this corner right there, and even I've seen a Death Star or something back over there. And there, for the most part, there will always be a light tank or a buddy or someone supporting you on this ridge. Same thing over there. Same spot. I have seen, the one difference that I see is that no one camps at those buildings. The only people that camp at that rock are the ones that got stuck falling back. The one difference, though, with the south spawn is that I have seen heavy tanks such as an IS-7 or even a Conqueror come to this rock and they just side scrape off this rock. And mildly successful. They are a thorn in the side for the north spawn light tanks because they can't really get rid of them because they don't have either the penetration or just mostly the penetration to be able to deal with them frontally without shooting premium rounds. Nor do they have the armor to withstand a shot from them.
Another thing is E7, no E9, sorry. You've got to watch out for the medium tanks that camp behind that hill over there. I see a lot of people doing it because there's a lot of foliage up there, especially back chats. I do it quite often in my back chat.
Let's talk about this hill right here.
Yeah.
This hill right here. I have seen this. I have seen this done. For the most part, it comes down to, and these guys get killed pretty quickly, but they only really get killed if the opposing team wins that corridor up here. If the opposing team wins the corridor, they're going to be, you know, over here. I guess we are going to have to revisit this side real quick, but it will literally be a couple seconds. I guess for this side is incredibly, this is a worthless side. Anyone that comes or flanks this side, most part will get killed, especially if the enemy team wins the upper plateau. There is a corridor back here. I guess I am going to have to revisit it. There is a corridor back here that there is small brawls, but really you should only be sending one or two tanks over here just to scout the area and then fall back. It's we'll walk through it again really quickly. Yep, I'm just gonna start it real quick. I really wish Wargaming would make the timer just go, you know, infinite or 30 minutes. 30 minutes would be nice. I could work with 30 minutes. All right, so I'm just gonna select my tank again. What's so funny?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Ah, okay. Oh, all right. All right. All right, we good? All right, we're good. Oh, nope. I almost went to select a different map. I thought I was already on the start. All right, so we're going to focus quickly here on the village side. The village side is, for the most part, like I said, it is worthless. Anyone that goes there to try and flank or attack has to cross a no man's land. And if the enemy team wins that whole upper portion of the map there, the lower side, the corridor that I focused a lot on, closest to the bottom, the white mountain over here. If the enemy team wins that side, all they have to do is just sit there on that ridge, like I said, and they can shoot you as you try and cross and get to their base. It's a worthless spot. Really, you should only be sending 1 or 2 tanks there to scout, feel out the area, and just be kind of like a security, like a rear security type of position. You know, they could push up and maybe eliminate or distract the TDs that are on the opposing team, but beyond that, don't try and cross and get to the base. So like you said, medium tanks from this side here will sit here and provide support. But if the enemy team wins that side, they're going to get taken care of really quickly, especially if they push. There's a small, like, little avenue, 2 avenues that I've seen brawls take place here, but, you know, you really should not progress any farther than the opposing riverbank. Beyond that, do not cross. Do not try to cross. It is a losing
Suicide.
fight. It is suicide. Actually, it is listed in Sun Tzu that if you cross a river and the enemy team waits for you... What the heck? I was not paying attention. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, that's what you were giggling about. All right. All right, I'm just going to let you have your fun there. All right. This avenue here, you can have minor brawls, but this is... No one comes over here. I'm waiting to just get shotgunned in the back at the end of this. I don't even go over here. I don't even know exactly how beneficial of a spot this is. Really, no one comes back here. I've never even seen a fight take place back here.
I've seen a few.
It's kind of catered to
since
this side.
Map came out. I've only ever seen a few since this kind of map came out. The only other thing that I see on this map is once the entire game has been, you know, secured, is the final few tanks that camp behind that, you know, little fortress behind you where I was driving down earlier.
Yeah, I've seen light tanks or medium tanks and occasionally some of the heavies that have gone this way realize that, hey, I'm going to die if I try and push any farther, and it's too late to go back and help my team, so I'm just going to sit here and remember the Alamo. They end up just getting killed. I mean...
And they do nothing all game.
Yeah, pretty much. Those are the ones, the people that come on this side and realize there's nothing over here, as there should be. They are the ones that end up kind of having maybe 400 or 500 damage and are at the bottom of the leaderboard because the other 10 tanks that have come to get rid of them just come in and, you know, shoot them full of holes. This same thing here. Again, attacking from the north spawn, it is the same thing. You know, if there was a brawl here, again, if there was, this north side has it a little bit more catered towards them. They have this rock right here that they can take cover behind, and they have this nice, like, little lip that allows them to kind of side scrape off of. But, you know, beyond that, there's no point fighting over here.
Agreed.
The one thing I will say, I have seen it done occasionally, and it has worked, is I have seen 5-man platoons of Bat Chats. They have literally pushed through, gotten rid of anything and everything on this side, and I mean like blitzkrieg this whole side. I mean, they have pushed through this side within 3 minutes. 3 minutes they have pushed through here. Eliminated everything. They have crossed the river. That's how fast it was. They have crossed the river and eliminated the enemy army, and then have become a thorn in the side because all they have to do is just wait to reload, and then they swarm the TDs sitting at the back. And it's rare Because, you know, some people, once they see a 5-man platoon of bat chats, have an idea of where they're going to go, because they don't have the armor to go over there. They don't. So they have an idea of where to go, and some of the TDs are smart and they wait for them. But beyond that, you know, that's the only time I've seen a push from the opposing side cross the river successfully and become a thorn in the side. If the team is really not paying attention to that 5-man platoon bat chat, you know, 5-man bat chat platoon, then yeah, it's a problem. But beyond that, if the team is paying attention and is predicted that is where they're going to go, it is pretty easy to deal with it. You know, you're going to lose tanks with that 5-man platoon coming around on that flank, but it's, you know, you can take care of it if you are ready for it. Having fun back there?
Just a little bit.
I see. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much this map. The takeaway from it is this side here. This side, this is where you need to go. Light tanks or bat chats or anything that have pretty good vision, come here. Spot, you know, this area. Spot the back area. Stop the enemy light tanks from doing the same, but good luck. It's basically just a counter spot fest. But this is the brawl. If you are top tier and you have the armor, you need to go here.
Yes.
There is no argument. A lot of people will say, or a lot of people will agree with me, this is where you need to go. Everything else, not really. Don't go here. Don't go here. No, this is like Westfield again. Don't go here. God, there's so many maps that are like Westfield. So many maps like Westfield. Don't go to this spot.
Is that it?
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Well, alright. I've got the armor. Alrighty. That has been it. So, this has been the map walkthrough of Hidden Village. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you liked the video, hit that thumbs up. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. But until next time, this has been Darren of WotC Academy.
Take care.